Secondary dominants. So a little bit of background. The diatonic progression, there's only one chord out of the 7 that is a dominant 7. So if we're in the key of G, we have a 1 major, 2 minor, 3 minor, 4 major, 5 dominant, 6 minor, 7 diminished, and back to 1. So there's one chord that has a 1, a 3, a 5, and a flat 7 out of all of them, and that's the 5 chord. So in G, that's going to be D7. Here's another D7. Now in the blues and in jazz, you can throw that 5 in front of whatever chord you're headed to. For example, if we have a 1 and a 2, the 5 for this note, 1, 3, 4, 5, is E. Well, E should be minor. But because we're going to an A, even though it's minor, you can throw in a dominant 7 chord where we would expect a minor chord. You can throw in a dominant 7 chord and it resolves to that chord. Now watch this. Here's a 2, the real 5, and 1. So the 5 drives our ear towards the 1, the dominant 7 chord. So if we want to have this revolving door, we can have the chord that should be minor be a dominant 7 because of where it resolved. So here's a 1, 4, 5. Here's a 4 chord. If that 4 chord were temporarily our 1, its minor would be D minor. That means that the 5 chord is our original root note, but if I want to get to this dominant 7 chord, I can get there by going 2, 5, 1. So we had a temporary dominant that was our 1 chord, is now we're going to use that 1 chord as a dominant 7. That's a secondary dominant. And I'm playing a 13 chord, 1, 7, 3, 6, flat of the 13 or sharp the 5. Same thing. So that's used all the time. Now, so this relationship, the 1, the 6, the 2, the 5, is a very common turnaround mechanism. You can do this in a jazz setting. You can use this as your 1 chord can be a dominant 7. 1, quick 4. So it's a very useful way to a mechanism to get you to whatever chord you're headed to, and it's a kind of a can of worms from a beginner standpoint. But once you get the scale under your fingers and you know that there's a chord, for every note in the diatonic scale. The 1 and the 4 get a major 7. The 2, the 3, and the 6 get a minor. And then the 7 is diminished, which is a whole nother can of worms. So 2, 5, 1. is a G. This is a G. 5, 1, 3, flat the 1. We get a major 7. We lost our 1. Let's pick up this one. There's a G major 7. And so you get a 2. And then we want to get a 5 chord. So we have 1 chord, 2 minor, dominant. So here's 2, 5, 1. So here's a typical kind of a 12-bar blues using swing, kind of a swing jazz feel. Sharp 4, 6, 2, 5, 1. Got questions, comments? Leave them below. Have a good day.